simple. Like I hold it when it hits here, I pop it up.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, can someone get Dottie, the kitty cat that was spayed yesterday, ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Get Kelsey to show you how to do it. Show us how to do it. Look at that. Ah.
So see, I know I used to. Yep.
Yes.
Hey, sweetie. This is Nyla. So she has some retained shed, and unfortunately, we've already taken the eye cap off of her. But she's also has a little upper respiratory infection, so we're going to give her some fluids to kind of help her, and then we're going to get her some antibiotics and get her set up.
Cool.
She's gorgeous. Yes, you are. She's a sweetheart. Very, very tall. She's a beautiful snake. I know. Thank you for getting that for me. We just have got this
I heard it when she was moving around.
retained shed, but her
So
nose
she was
look-
whistling because of that shed that hadn't come off.
Yep. Sometimes they can do that. I know. It's okay. It's all right. Settle down. Thank you. I know. She says I do not like my head held. Hi, sweetheart. Yes, I don't want to give you cold fluids. I want to give you warm fluids. So these guys, they get so dehydrated because they increase the amount of saliva that they have in their mouth to fight off the infection. So a lot of times they'll come in and somebody will say, well, I saw them bubbling out the mouth or bubbling out the nose. And so they dehydrate pretty quickly because they had such strong talism, trying to kill off whatever bacteria and badness is going on in there. And so that's why we're going to try and rehydrate her and give her a little bit. She's really not that bad as far as dehydrated, but she's having trouble shedding. So we want to kind of help her out that way. Because it's like how gears are. If you don't have enough oil in between your gears, then you've got friction. So if she doesn't have enough fluid in between her new skin and her old skin, the skin sticks. Hey, baby. Here this morning. This is absolutely work. 1, 2. 1, 2.
All right. See now, I can't do it.
You got
I
it.
can't do it. Up, 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 up.
Problem is they keep coming down.
I know. Up, up, up. I have to like think my way through this. Up, up, up. I did
Yay!
it! Yay!
This is how you make orange juice the fun way. You got a little boo-boo?
Yeah, he's got a boo-boo on his foot. So he's got something we call his bumblefoot or pododermatitis, and it's unfortunately very common in these guys. And they get these cuts in the bottom of their feet that get infected, and he's got a very swollen, very painful toe. So we gotta wrap it, keep it clean, give him medication. He deserves lots of pain meds, and then we're gonna check him and see how he's feeling in a couple weeks.
You have to be real careful with antibiotics on these guys.
Yes, there's only certain ones that you can use because they can upset their tummies. They have a very sensitive stomach, and it can, unfortunately, diarrhea can kill a guinea pig. So we've got to be super, super, super cautious and only use what drugs we know are good for these guys.
Guess what kind of critter that is?
If I had to guess, I would say it is that tortoise.
Oh, it does. They
Educated
look
guess.
alike.
I know, honey, I'm sorry. I know that you have had your fill and you're getting kind of irritated. All right. Right side. One, two, and
Eating my lunch.
Dr. Smith, that's not how you do it.
Who decides how you do it?
The general public.
part of what it does is in hormones. So we find find that these guys that have adrenal tumors, that they'll have sexual changes. So what you'll find is that females will have swollen vulvas. They'll lose hair. They get skinny.
Makes sense.
And so a lot of places online will call it the rat tail disease, because they'll start to kind of lose hair along the tail and along the back. And males will they'll get prostatic hypertrophy, so they'll swell, and then they can have troubles peeing and things on those lines. The implants are hormone implants that are slow release, but they only work for so long.
Okay, like a year.
And some claim, the claim on the box is 9 months, but sometimes we can get 18 months or so out of them. But she had gotten hers in December 2018, so that's a year and 2-3 months.
Right.
So it could be that we are failing in that, and that she needs another implant.
Okay.
When we do the ultrasound, we're going to look at her pancreas, and then we're going to look at her adrenals. And if we can definitely tell that she's got an enlarged adrenal, then we can get her back started on the implant. Hopefully we'll get her weight back on her, and then maybe she'll be a good surgical candidate. But she's gone from 700 grams down to 560.
Right.
So I'm kind of worried about her not being a good candidate for surgery. All right, you're saying something and cut you off.
Can't throw the third one like straight up. Alright.
Aren't you glad you work at this place?
Oh yeah. Okay. Alright, let me do my 2 again first. I gotta get in my mindset. I've got the 2 down pat. Does that count as juggling?
It's the same. Just add 2 or 3
the
more.
same.
Just keep doing the same thing with more balls. Just do.
Up, up. Threw one in the trash can. Oh, okay. We can do it in there.
Yay!
There's a lot of information here. There's 2 worksheets actually in the back. The one that's highlighted is going to be one that I want y'all to be thinking about while we're going over the presentation, and try to fill it out by the end. What questions do you have for me? So that kind of opens it up in a different way, assuming that they do have questions and that we're ready to answer them. So it kind of changes the whole perspective and the whole way that the client perceives it when you say it that way. This is something that we've been talking about for a while, obviously getting this together, and so I've already started like changing the way that I say things. And I think it makes a difference, like going over treatment plans and stuff like that, or estimates even for like boarding, or day camp. If people haven't done it before, people have a lot of questions, or ones that they might like not even think of. And just sitting down and like making eye contact, like what questions do you have? Like I expect that surely there are some. And also
have time for them.
And also opening it up, like, it might be a lot of information. If you get home and you think of questions that you didn't think of while you were here, give us a call. Like, that's it. Spin around. Easy. Reach for the sky. Reach for the sky. Reach for the sky. No.
He doesn't like that one.
It's because the tree's still in the right hand. Come here. Come here. Sit. Sit. There. 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 Boy. Legs. Nuh-uh. Legs. Just sit around. Boy. Back. You get so excited. Start. Alright, out. Out. Good boy. That's around. It's very common.
There's the.
What is it? What is it? He gets. Oh!
Oh, you saying it? You saying it? Oh, hello. You are. Oh, Boozy. It just smells bad. You can't eat it.